Hello and welcome to a new type of video on my channel, where I am gonna try and rewrite the prequels. Hold up. I just want to put a disclaimer. I love the prequels and I respect the vision of George Lucas. These are just some ideas I've had about it, and thought it would be fun to put it out there. Not that I really want them to be changed. I love the prequels. Anyways. So, first change I'm gonna do is, it's episode 1, The Clone Wars. And we start off with Anakin and his mother on their way home when they are attacked by Tusken Raiders. Defenseless against this attack, they pull his mother away from him. He screams out, "No!" and stretches both his hands out, and he chokes them as she falls to the sand. They drop all around her, and she is in shock as to what just happened. Count Dooku is on a separatist spaceship leaving Kamino. Another shuttle floats in pieces behind him. When he senses something in the Force, he instantly gets a hologram message from Darth Sidious to take a splinter group of the droid army to Tatooine. He also asks if the message to the Jedi Council through Cypher got sent. Dooku confirms his death and that the message was sent before going into lightspeed. At the same time at Coruscant, Qui-Gon Jinn and a young Obi-Wan are called to the Jedi Council. They sense something strong in the Force related to Tatooine and send them to go investigate the matter. When arriving, they are greeted by a few separatist ships by the planet. They move around and go in for a subtle landing. The streets are occupied by B-1 battle droids. The droids bring out the young from their homes, and a hooded figure comes down the street. It is revealed to be Count Dooku together with a bounty hunter named Jango Fett, and he uses his Force powers on them in an attempt to reveal the Force user among them. That is when Qui-Gon Jinn senses something inside a building to the side of them, and they jump through an open window and stop Anakin, who is attempting to use his powers to stop Count Dooku. They now realize they have a powerful Force users to protect, as Dooku is not holding back on looking for him. A chase begins to not get caught as the spaceship explodes before they could get to it. They find their way to a new spaceship, but Dooku manages to force pull Smee out of it as they were getting on during liftoff. They have no choice but to leave her, which angers Anakin, but Qui-Gon promises that they will go back and help her. Obi-Wan clearly shows he finds this very unlikely. Back at the Jedi Council, they still do not agree for Anakin to become an apprentice, even with the possibility of him being the chosen one, or to send aid, because they got reports of an army being built for the Republic on Kamino, which they want them to report on instead. Yet again, Anakin is outraged by everything that is happening and their lack of willingness to help, and attempts to escape back home, but is stopped by Obi-Wan, who, under the stress of the situation, opens up more to Anakin as the brotherly bond begins for the two. He understands Qui-Gon better than anyone, and knows no matter what the council says, he will help Anakin get his mother back. That is when he shows up and tells them that Obi-Wan will go to Kamino, while he takes Anakin with him to save his mother. Obi-Wan lets Anakin borrow his lightsaber to practice with on their way over, as he is simply going to investigate. They take a smaller ship and split off from Obi-Wan towards Tatooine again. Obi-Wan arrives at Kamino, where it generally goes the same as it did in Attack of the Clones. Once he learns about the clones, he meets Jango Fett without the armor together with a young Boba Fett as he talks to him about the clones. Back on Tatooine, Anakin and Qui-Gon arrive after having done some training on their way. They sneak onto one of the separatist ships and break his mother out from the holding cell they kept her in, but Dooku foresaw this and set up precautions, and the three have to fight their way through the ship. They get locked in a room where they get a message sent to Obi-Wan calling for aid. Obi-Wan contacts the council about the clones and the message from Qui-Gon. The Kaminoans offer a batch of clones as demonstration for their abilities, which the Jedis could bring to the Senate, and they agree. Dooku and the droids make their way into the room, but the droids get quickly taken care of by Qui-Gon, leaving him to face Dooku. They battle it out on the ship while Anakin fights droids to the best of his ability while he is trying to get his mother out. The fight between Dooku and Qui-Gon follow them as Dooku is trying to get a hold of Anakin. Qui-Gon gets knocked to the ground and Anakin attempts to save him by attacking Dooku, which leads Qui-Gon to force push him away so as to not get killed, but instead get stabbed by Dooku's blade himself. This is when the clones arrive, firing up the separatist ship. Obi-Wan boarding the crashing ship in hopes of quickly finding the others. Anakin is in shock at what happened, but Obi-Wan shows up and fends off Dooku. Jango has arrived and shoots a hole into the side of the ship. He opens up the door for Dooku to jump in, but to Obi-Wan's surprise, Anakin is holding him back and choking him. Obi-Wan runs to stop him, but when he gets to him, we hear the neck of Dooku snap and Jango flies away. Obi grabs his master's lightsaber and they flee to the closest clone ship. They watch the ship fall towards the planet, saying goodbye to their master. We move forward in time as the clone army arrives at Coruscant. We meet Senator Palpatine together with the Jedi Council watching over the parade, mentioning the attack on Naboo that had happened off screen and how the Clone Wars have now begun. Obi and Anakin stand in the background, showing they now have become master and apprentice. Anakin now wields Qui-Gon's blade. Yoda walks up to them and informs them of the new task, to track down the bounty hunter that worked for Dooku. Final scene reveals the meeting between the Separatists and Darth Sidious about the Clone Wars, and a familiar scene reveals a familiar face, as Darth Maul reveals himself on the hologram. And that is what I wrote up for as an idea for my episode 1. I'm gonna try and write an episode 2 and 3, where I'm gonna take from the Clone Wars series and the bits that I really liked from the Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. Well, Revenge of the Sith is mostly the whole movie, so we'll see. Maybe I'll yeah, you'll see when I'll get there. I'm doing this as a project together with Lewis Films, so go head on over to his channel, and maybe one day he'll do the sequel series. It's just a fun little rewrite, nothing too serious. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Prequels are still good. You guys have a good day. Bye.